Hello and welcome to The Advice Nut, The Advice Nut at live.com, The Advice Nut at live.com. Let's get to our first email. Something my boyfriend said to me. Should I be angry? We were in the car and I asked him how was work. And he was telling me how his buddy he was working with hates his girlfriend so much, and how other girls walk by his friend would say that he would do her. I was joking and asked, well, do you agree with him when he picks out hot girls he wants to do? And he said, well, yes, I do. Hypothetically, if I was single, I would. Should I have been upset or just ignored it? The moral to the story is, don't ask questions if you don't want to know the answer. Next email. My boyfriend and I have been together for a while now, 3 months shy of 2 years. He treats me so good, except there's one fact which makes me feel disrespected and I hate it. When we first started dating, I would buy him all sorts of things. Computer, high-def television. Whenever we go out, I will buy food, gas, groceries. It has gotten on my nerves how he hasn't looked for a job yet. He also spends my money whenever he wants anything, and also expects me to pay his credit card payments, which totally sucks because I work so hard and I get nothing out of it. It has gotten to the point where I'm questioning our relationship. Do I want to spend the rest of my life with someone who cannot shelter or support me, whom I have to support for the rest of my life? Am I being rude? I have told him recently, now that I'm paying off a student loan, that money is tight now, and he still expects me to pay his credit card off. I told him to rip up his credit card and to stop using it, and he says, so I can be left with nothing? And I suggested to get a job. Every time I suggest to get a job, he gets kind of weird, and I can tell he's uncomfortable and cannot handle the mere truth. I asked him bluntly if he was going to get a job or if he wants one. He says no. I went home and thought about it, and I was being really put off by all this behavior and told him I want a break to think about things. He was like, after 2 years I put into this relationship and you want a break? I said, it's just a break. I want to think things over, figure what I want and stuff, and I said bye. I just want to know your opinion. Am I expecting too much? Quite frankly, yes. You are expecting entirely too much. Why would you expect anything different from this person than from the beginning of the relationship? And let's just analyze some things. You started off buying him things, paying his bills. He didn't have a job. He didn't have any money. He has no ambition. And so why would you expect any more from him? Look, I think you already know the answer to your question. You just want some confirmation, or I think you're kind of thinking like, maybe somebody can enlighten me, because I really don't think you want to get rid of this man. I think you just want to be with him and hoping he's going to change, but he's not. He's not going to change. So the moral to this story is, start out the way you want to end up. Okay? Next email. My boyfriend of 6 years is gay. Last Friday night, my boyfriend admitted that he's gay. He says he's been fighting the feeling his entire life, but finally had to be honest with me before we took the big steps of moving in together and getting married. I never really suspected anything like this. It's actually a big shock. He's sure that he's gay, so I know he's not confused. The hardest thing I'm dealing with is keeping him in my life. I don't want things to change. Apart from romance, he's my best friend. I know that with all breakups, regardless of the cause, two people need distance. However, I don't want things to change between the two of us. He wants us to be in each other's lives as much as I do, but he's rational enough to know that it's not the healthiest thing for us right now. He says we need space in order to let this reality set in and in order for us to accept it. So I guess I need to know, what can I do to keep him in my life the way he has been and move on? I know I'm never going to stop loving him and that eventually I have to find someone else. But I don't see what's so wrong with us staying super close. I know that I can't change him, so it's not like me wanting to be close with him. It's not like me wanting to be close to him is me hoping I can turn him straight. I'm also not going to be living in a faux relationship with my ex-boyfriend. I accept the fact that we're not together anymore. I just honestly don't want to lose such an important person in my life. You know, your letter is really contradicting some things. You want him in your life like you did before. You have accepted that he's gay and you don't want to change him, but you want to remain close in the relationship to stay the same, and that's not even feasible. He has his head on straight. He knows he's gay. He told you before you all were to move in together and get married, and he's accepted that fact. You really haven't. You cannot have the same kind of relationship you had before. It's just not possible. And you can be close friends, but you still need to keep your distance, because he's gay and he's into men now. And I really just don't think you've accepted that. The best way for you to accept this fact is just to stay away from him. Right now, you don't need to be around. Look, if you're going to try and remain close and have the same type of relationship you did, what's going to happen is you're going to get your feelings hurt, because there are going to be times when he doesn't want you, he don't want to be bothered with you, he's going to be out with his male friend or friends, and that's going to be really hard for you. You're going to catch him in the street with some guy, and you're going to get really upset about it. So you need to learn some acceptance. He's accepted it and you haven't. He's forewarning you. He's letting you know that it can't be the same. It's not possible. So the moral to this story is you really need to get over it. That's The Advice Nut. The Advice Nut at live.com. The Advice Nut at live.com. You can also catch me on MySpace and Black Planet under The Advice Nut. Until next time.